What's up, everybody? Lately in the news, once again, breweries have been banning children. Most recently, one in Ohio. And the other night, Rod J did a little discussion about it. So I'm stealing his idea, and I'm going to do a little discussion about it as well. If you don't know who I am, I'm the Ginger Yeti, and this has been happening a lot recently. So I think back in 2024, Forest City Brewing in Cleveland implemented a policy banning children under the age of 16 from its premises. And I've been to Forest City numerous times. It's over on the west side of Cleveland. Really cool brewery. They got a really nice outdoor space, big kind of ballroom area with a stage and bands play. It's just a cool place to go have beers. And back in September 2024, they said their decision, announced by the founder and general manager, Jay Damagal, not sure how to say his name, was made due to concerns over irresponsible parents and safety issues. And they stated that the brewery staff could no longer act as babysitters for children whose parents did not supervise them properly, which I totally agree with that. The brewery emphasized that its primary focus is serving adults with beer, food, and alcoholic beverages, and that children are never a part of its original business plan or its intended atmosphere. Totally makes sense to me. I mean, when you're opening a brewery, your core demographic, your key people is adults, people of beer drinking age. What's up, Big Rome? How you doing? Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into the discussion after my little diatribe here. Just more recently, Eastside Brewing Company in Reynoldsburg, Ohio, which Reynoldsburg is outside of Columbus or Columbus suburb, they were in the news because they are prohibiting children in its tap room after 7 p.m. 7 p.m. seems fairly reasonable to me. I mean, why do you want your kids out late at a bar to begin with? And that just seems like a good idea to me. That if you're going to allow kids, have a cutoff time so adults can have their own space. But following a wave of public backlash and online debate that included threats and name calling, which is surprising that people are going to call breweries names for not allowing children, the brewery, which has long intended its space to be adult-oriented, cited recurring issues with unsupervised children, including damaged property and safety hazards, as the primary reasons for the restrictions. I'm not going to be home in sorry, Big Rome, not going to be home in November. So one of the things they said was a recurring issue involves the parents were drinking inside while their children play unsupervised outside. What the hell? It's not a playground. It's not a daycare. It's a brewery. Why would you be letting your children run around unsupervised with a bunch of drunks while you're inside the brewery, not even paying attention to them? Apparently, there was a lot of hazards like kickballs, frisbees, and damaged equipment. They even had a broken ping pong table and some sort of swing that had to be removed. Crazy that children are causing all this kind of damage in a brewery. The brewery did emphasize that its environment was designed for adults to enjoy conversation and beer, noting some breweries are built for kids, and please understand that they're not one of them. Now, this is not just an Ohio thing or a Cleveland thing. There are breweries around the country that are implementing these policies. Some of the notable ones I saw online was Notch Brewing in Massachusetts, which extended its adult-only hours to 7 days a week, requiring children to leave by 6 p.m. Once again, 6 p.m., totally reasonable time to kick children out, although I don't think they should be there to begin with, depending on what the brewery is, and we'll get into that in a minute. Union Craft Brewing in Baltimore and Castle Island Brewing in Massachusetts have also cut off times for children. Icarus Brewing in New Jersey instituted 21 and older hours after a toddler wandered into a parking lot. What are you doing? If you're in a bar drinking, first of all, you shouldn't have your kids with you, but why aren't you paying attention to your children? Can you let a toddler just randomly wander out in a parking lot? That's just unacceptable, completely unacceptable. You can't have those things happening. And apparently some breweries have maintained a no children policies in Colorado after the pandemic. Those are just some notable ones. Quick web search showed those. So some of my experiences with children in breweries, back in, I believe it was 2023, I was lucky enough to be down in Knoxville and got to go to one of my favorite breweries, Zool Brewing. A couple of us went in there. The place was absolutely packed. It was jam-packed with people. I don't remember if it was trivia or something else was going on, but there were tons and tons of people and lots of children in there. And I love Zool Brewing. But there were so many people that had taken chairs from other tables to set their toddlers, their little kids, even their like baby carriers and babies in, that there were 3, 4, 5 empty tables with no chairs around them. You could stand at the table, but it's kind of hard to stand at a table that's a low top table, get food from the food truck and drink beer, have an enjoyable time, while all these children are taking up spaces. They're not giving the brewery any money. They're not drinking beers, obviously. So we had one beer left because there's nowhere for us to sit and eat and do anything because all the chairs are taken up by kids, by children. And that's just totally unacceptable. I mean, why would you just take up seats from other tables to put your children in? That's not making the brewery any money at all. Another time, I went over to Sibling Revelry Brewery up here in Cleveland. They have what looks like a cool outdoor space. Wanted to go sit out there, but it looked like a schoolhouse playground. There were so many children there just running around, yelling and screaming, throwing things, totally unsupervised, that there was no way we could even sit outside. It's kind of disappointing. I really wanted to check out the outdoor area, sit and have some food and some drinks, but there are just too many kids, once again, running around unsupervised. I've been in a lot of other breweries too where this happened. Crooked Pecker, I like Crooked Pecker. I was there after 9 o'clock at night, and there was just a toddler wandering around the brewery unsupervised. Again, another toddler just wandering around while the parents are drinking, not paying attention. You can't have that. That's why these breweries are starting to ban children. And then just recently, I went to Ohio Pint Day to pick up my Ohio Pint glass. If you don't know what Ohio Pint Day is, every year the Ohio Craft Brewers Association does this event called Ohio Pint Day. They started during the pandemic to try to boost business and help breweries out. So every year they hire an artist to design a special glass. They produce the glass and they give it out to all the participating breweries. And then the breweries can do whatever they want with the glass, basically. There's a certain day, Ohio Pint Day, where you're allowed to release the glasses. Some breweries will give you the glass for free if you come in and buy a pint. Other breweries will sell you the glass for $5. It's a cool idea. It kind of helps breweries, boosts traffic through breweries. And I decided to go to Bookhouse Brewing over in Ohio City, one of the first suburbs on the west side of Cleveland, to go have a pint, pick up my glass. As soon as I walked in, there's crying, screaming children everywhere. Go get my glass and my beer, sit down, and here comes a toddler just wandering up to me randomly. No parent around, no parent watching them. Like, what the hell? I'm trying to sit here and enjoy my beer in an adult space. Can't even enjoy it because all these kids are yelling and screaming, random kids wandering around. Then when I went to leave, there's toys laying on the floor right in front of the front door that I tripped over. I mean, that's just insane. That's got to be a liability issue. That's just crazy. I mean, this is why children are being banned from breweries. You can't let these kids run around unsupervised in a brewery. And I don't think children should be. So my answer is I don't think children should be in most breweries. Now, the caveat is if the brewery is a restaurant that happens to brew beer, like my go-to example is always BJ's Brew House. That's a chain restaurant kind of brewery. There's tons of locations all over the country, but they seem like they're mainly a restaurant that happens to brew beer. They do brew some good beers, but it's a restaurant. So as long as your kids are well behaved, that's an acceptable brewery to have your children in. If it's a brewery that's just a brewery that is serving food because by law they have to have some sort of food, to serve alcohol as part of their liquor license, or it's a brewery that has food trucks, children shouldn't be there. Now, I understand a lot of brewery owners do have kids. I get that. And every business is different. Whatever the business owner wants to do is fine. If you want to have a brewery and have it cater to children, that's your business model, go for it. I won't be visiting it. But I don't think children should be in adult spaces. I don't understand the need or want to have children in adult spaces. And going back to the brewery from Ohio, what was that brewery called? Like now I can't remember the name of that brewery off the top of my head. That brewery, what was it? East Side Brewing Company in Reynoldsburg. Why are you giving them hate? I mean, that's insane. I'm sure the parents and people giving them hate are the same people that were there with their children running amok, unsupervised, causing problems. And 7 p.m. again, that's an acceptable time to get rid of children. I mean, again, I don't think children should be in breweries at all. But if you're going to allow children, and you definitely need a cutoff time, it's more than fair. 7 p.m. is more than fair. That's late enough you can have food and still get home. And if you're there with your children having beers, who's driving? How did you get there? How did you get home? Seems kind of irresponsible to be at a brewery, pounding back beers, not watching your children, and then driving home drunk with your children in the car. That just seems ridiculous. But apparently some people think it's acceptable. And again, I'm sure not everybody out there is like that. I'm sure a lot of people out there, they take care of their children, they watch their children, they keep them right there at the seat or the booth or whatever it is. They're not letting them run around like crazy children, throwing things, causing problems. But some people do, and it ruins it for everybody. But again, I don't understand why you want children in adult spaces. That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't go to a brewery to see a bunch of children, to hear them running around, crying, screaming. Go there, relax, have beers, enjoy the company of my friends. If we wanted to go somewhere where there was children, we'd go drink beers at Chuck E. Cheese or Dave and Buster's or something. Those are the places for children. I get it. You want to go out and support the breweries? That's great. Go get a babysitter. Have someone watch your children, have the evening out without your children, and go enjoy the brewery. I know some people are going to say that babysitters are expensive, they can't afford it. If you can't afford a babysitter, you probably shouldn't be spending a bunch of money at a brewery anyways. But again, don't take your kids. And there's no reason to be giving people hate mail, anything else like that, because a brewery decides to change the hours of their business to ban children from being in the brewery. They shouldn't be in there in the first place. You don't take children to bars. Why do you want to take them to breweries? It just doesn't make sense to me. And in Ohio here, where I live, the alcohol laws are a little weird. Like you can actually take your kids into a bar and you can even serve them beer as long as the bartender hands them the beverage and you hand it right to your child. And your child stays there the whole time, which is crazy to me. But you can do that. But most people don't do that. And I can remember growing up, I don't think I was ever in any sort of bar until I was 16 or 17 with my parents. I mean, yes, we'd go to some restaurants that served alcohol. That's fine. There's restaurants. But I was never in a bar. I think the first time I was ever in a bar with my parents was right after a funeral. A whole bunch of people went to the funeral. We all went to the bar. The adults had a drink or two, and then we left. But I wouldn't want to go hang out as a kid. I wouldn't want to go hang out in a bar or a brewery with while my parents sat there and drank. That's no fun. It's just dumb. I mean, again, in my opinion, children should not be allowed in breweries at all, period. But every business is different. The business owners can do what they want. But I don't blame them. When you're starting to get all kind of problems with children running around, causing issues at the brewery, doing damage, toddlers running out in the middle of a parking lot unsupervised, that is just wild to me. That's absolutely crazy to me. I don't know how that would even happen. That's just totally insane to me that you would be drinking so much or at a brewery, at a bar, or whatever, and not paying attention to your child at all. But that's my take on it. I was hoping maybe somebody be out there wanting to pull up and discuss this a little farther. But that's all I have to say about the children in breweries thing. I mean, in my opinion, they don't belong. They shouldn't be there. I don't know why, again, you would want to have your child in the brewery. If you happen to watch the replay, let me know down below in the comments, like, why in the world would you want to let your child run around a brewery? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's not a playground. It's not a kid-friendly space. I mean, there are other drunk people saying things you probably don't want your children to hear. It's just not a cool thing. So my opinion, for what it's worth, the Ginger 80 road beers, children don't belong in breweries, period. And if you're getting upset that your child can't be in an adult space, maybe you should take a look at your own parenting, because you don't need to have children in adult spaces. But that's my take on it. Thank you all for jumping in and watching, if you jumped in and watched or watching the replay. And as always, embrace the adventure.